jefe.
Dime, what's on?
Can I get some more mota?
Look, right, that's exactly what I was looking for. I'm gonna go check to see if these plants are ready or what.
Daddy, we just promoted you to public relations. What's below intern again, guys?
What's up?
Yeah,
Hey. Oh, did Saint call you?
Yeah, she texted me.
Yeah, sweet. I don't know entirely. Yeah.
Huh? Well, Bella, I also need to speak to you about, Jay Harper and what value he actually brings to this company.
Okay. Don't worry about that. We can discuss that afterwards.
Hey, guess what?
Jay Harper.
Jay
what value he
Harper.
brings to this company.
Oh yeah, he asked me for a 250K sign on.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. He's gonna have to be an intern first.
Yeah, he asked me to, and I said absolutely not.
He's just making his rounds, then I suppose.
You gotta tell
Yeah.
Jay he has to stand
I
up
mean,
when
if
he
he gets a
records.
better offer at Wu Chang and wants to go to Wu Chang, I mean, none of us are gonna stop him. But if he wants to wait, until he gets through the intern part first, I mean, then we'll go from there.
I'm working on the contract right now. I'm revising it and everything, so
Okay.
it'll be put in place tonight.
Hell yeah, perfect.
Thank you for the
Wait, Raiden, what what's what?
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
thanks,
whoa,
Hub.
Raiden's
whoa!
management, yeah?
Absolutely
Or
not.
What is his?
I'll split it with Addy.
No. If anything, you're gonna split it with me. I'm the one that's making this contract for $0.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll think about it.
Okay, can I steal you
I
guys?
feel like I should have got dressed up. Everybody's all nice and dressed
who's you
up.
guys?
That means you two, Raiden. Your
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay,
CMO
okay.
as well.
Oh, okay.
Come
As a
on,
def-
management.
Yes,
Still
head of
management.
press
So-
operations, head of public relations are definitely for
Sorry,
me. you know.
sorry, Addie. Sorry,
Addie,
Oh,
no.
God.
I'm sorry, Addy.
Raiden, I probably won't see you again. So you take care. Okay, I'll speak to you tomorrow.
What's Addy been promoted to now? I swear he was in it
Head
like
of
a-
public
Public
relations.
Head of public
Not
relations.
not head yet, just public
Oh,
relations.
public
Because
relations.
we don't
Okay,
Hang
just
on.
we don't
PR.
have we don't
Was
have
he,
a more people, but I wanted to
Just out of
talk to you about
curiosity,
that.
so what was the just this is just me. So what was the the what did he do to become a public?
Oh, he's been
relations? Like,
doing a
what was
lot
the-
of he's been doing a lot of talking to people, talking up MDMR and stuff like that. So I wanted to kind of give him a shot to see how he would do in an actual
Okay.
position since he was an intern.
So is he no longer an artist?
He's still working on music, but he wants a more like set in stone role other than artist because I don't think he'll be doing that regularly.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah. Okay, so what's up?
Saint,
What?
this is where you talk.
I just wanted to get everybody together. So
Kumbaya.
You just wanted to have a
Well, we're together
campfire?
now.
basically just wanted everybody to kind of like touch base. I know I know Harlow, you met Denzel and Jay this morning.
Okay. So yeah, I think this is pretty much a quote unquote
here.
icebreaker as they do, right? Obviously, as you're all aware, and if you're not, you're now being made aware. Saint has been appointed CEO by SK, who is, according to this, still CEO, but I don't think you'll be seeing him around. I will have a personal chat with him and just clarify that, but I can't until he's back. With that, she's appointed me assistant CEO to assist her. That doesn't mean I'll be making any executive decisions or anything like that. It'll all be down to her. But I mean, she needed help and she asked me to do it. I said I would. Obviously, Denzel's still got his job role, his current job role, which what are you, Denzel?
He's
HR.
HR.
Yeah.
He's HR, yeah. So Denzel is still HR. I don't believe his job role will change, but with him being around here a lot more than me and Saint are, have been, I should say, sorry. He's just providing us with an insight as to what we've missed, because as you are probably aware, we don't come around here that often. We will be planning on doing so a lot more every day. But as I've mentioned, just in case we can't, I've given everyone my number. If you haven't, I'm going to put it on the Mandem Records management update, so you guys will have my number. And please utilize that. It is something that I know the business utilize.
Thank
Other
you so much for the follow. Welcome in.
collective of people utilize very dearly, and I would highly recommend to, because it will Savers.
And everybody's on the management thing that needs to be there, right? Bella, you're on it.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, Jaden, you're on it.
Yep.
Okay, awesome.
I think one thing that we really want to set in stone is we know, based on the unfortunate limited information that we've been given so far, we're allowing everyone time to sort of come out of the shell a little bit, because I appreciate new management and all. Sometimes you can be a little bit on the back foot. We know that this place wasn't left in the best spot when we were given these positions. I know that some people, such as SK stealing money or Fixer ocean dumping people, has left a sour taste in people's mouths. But we want to just reassure people with that we are genuinely here to help you.
Yeah,
Regardless of, I know people have some views about Mandem being involved in Mandem Records, no denying that. But we want you to know that Mandem we are separating, hence why we have no chains and vests on right now, Mandem from Mandem Records. Okay, we want to keep this place strictly Mandem Records. We can't. We're gonna try our best to keep Mandem away from it as best as we can. We're not gonna start fighting them at the front door, but we're gonna do the best that we can. And we just, like I say, I guess this is a reassurance to you guys in the management positions that we are genuinely here to help you. So please speak up. Please let us know of any issues, any ideas, anything that you think that could help us or yourselves or any of the artists or anyone else in the business. If you think it is beneficial to anyone or anything, please let us know. Put it on here. We're more than happy to inquire and do what we can, which I don't know how much that is yet, but we're figuring out as we go along. And with that, we are new to this, all right?
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to make these crazy changes and decisions almost immediately. Right now, we're in the, as the kids say, the cooking phase. You know what I mean? We're cooking, we're gathering the ingredients, we're finding out all the information we need to find out. And then once we've got all that, that's when we can start making some changes for the better. But
Yeah.
you guys got to help us, and we can help you, okay?
Yeah. As far as like where to go from here, I think just one, like you said, like one step at a time is the best thing. Like first, get this contract situated. Next, figure out which interns are here, which artists are here, and actually active. Get the head of interns situation set in stone. Give some guidance to the interns, as well like as giving them goals. We want to do like an intern idol again and stuff like that. So little steps are gonna get this place rolling pretty well. I think we're on a good start though. I think we're all have the same goal in mind, so I think we have a good base to go for.
I mean, it does seem like a
I say
very
a lot.
positive response so far. Everybody's excited. Yeah, there is going to come with hiccups, and it is going to take some time. It is going to be baby steps. I mean, that is why I wanted to start by looking and seeing who brings what in terms of assets, who's actually still here, because this employment list is fucking huge.
It's ridiculous,
And
and I don't know who's
I know.
who.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't come in here often, but I think I've seen about 7 people in total in the 3 or 4 days that I have been coming in. So it would be very nice to see who is coming in. And as we discussed before, I mean, I don't want to bore you with the whole thing we went over last time, but basically finding out who has what assets and try and get people to work together. We have a lot of ideas that I'm gonna get everything notated down on the management updates, which is all the pop-up events and Cruiser's pub, which I did speak to Cruiser about, by the way, which he's happy to do. So he wants you guys to utilize that more. I'm gonna put all of the updates on there, and like I say, if you have any ideas, please just put them on there so that we can try and get them done.
Oh, I think give me a second, I'm sorry.
Take your time. With that being said as well, I did want to speak to yourself, Harlow, regarding all of the financial type of things, because a lot of the conversations that I've had have all boiled down to a similar thing, which is money, right? Now, I appreciate that the first conversation that we had was regarding SK stealing it all. So that kind of clarifies a big chunk of it. But it would be nice to know where it's coming from, how much it is, when you get it, stuff like that. Because once again, I did see that someone replied to the question that I had on the management updates, but Blockboy tried to leave the other day, and his main complaint for that was because he hasn't been paid. So it'd be nice to know those sorts of things, just so that when people ask me, I don't have to ask you. You know, I can tell them myself.
I would prefer if they
Sorry.
came to me first to
Okay.
begin with.
If that's what you want, that's fine.
Yeah. I've made it very, very clear in the past that if anybody has any problems with the money situation, please come to me. I'm always available for it. What? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No, that's
You're
fine.
good,
Don't
you're
worry.
good.
We're busy people. I done lost my train of thought. Oh, I remember what I was saying. I think Ecstasy would be a pretty good place to have the next intern idol, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it would be good.
It has a, cool little vibe to it. It's, chill. You don't think?
No, it's too scuffy.
Okay, I see what you mean.
I'm
I
just
think-
saying how it is. I'm just gonna say it how it is.
I think it's once it gets to a certain amount of people, you start losing visions of each other.
Yeah,
Is the
and-
problem.
through the success of the last one.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of people. I honestly would just use the same venue because it was a really good venue for that, and it set the vibe. I mean, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I just know with that venue, even when we did, was it Fix's birthday or others?
Fix's birthday.
There wasn't
Yeah.
even many people in there. There was probably 10, 15 max, and it was already bad.
Yeah, I
Really?
get
I mean,
that.
Yes.
I've only ever been in there when it was I don't know what it was. It was the downstairs one, but there was a fuck
Yeah.
ton of people in there.
Yeah, it's
It
just
got work.
It's hit or
worse?
miss.
Yeah.
Okay.
If people go in and out as well, yeah.
Okay.
We could also make it an outside event too.
Yeah.
Set up
Well,
another
there's a heap
stage
of
and
things
stuff.
now.
I mean, you
We've
could
got-
do
we've
like
got, I think-
the Vinewood Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was you gonna
We
say,
got
Raiden?
Tequila La, Bahama Mamas, and Split Sides now, I think, are all reopening. So
Okay.
there's options for having those venues as well, depending on the size.
Not just
We
that,
could
with
also get a stage.
stage.
Would
Yeah,
you
yeah,
really?
exactly.
Sides would be
Yeah.
a shout actually because that's got like a decent stage and like audience.
Yeah, and it can the chairs can be moved as well.
Does,
I actually had a chat with Mama Ho, who's running things now. I think
Does Bahama Mama still have the issue?
I don't actually know who owns Bahama Mamas now.
I'm not sure, but I know it had an issue where yeah, like
I believe that's been up for sale for a very long time. I can't remember who owns it. They wanted a stupid amount of money for it. But I think it's very scuffy. I don't think
remember
it's
it being
usable.
scuffy. I'll be honest. What I've proposed to Cruiser, I'm not sure. Like the owner of Ecstasy, I'm not sure what he wants to do. I proposed that we split the club and the bar in half,
Yeah.
and then we wouldn't have that issue, and then he could pretty much be built into kind of a nightclub that is always used by MDMR. That would obviously then bring him business, and you would always kind of have a base of operations to hold events or whatever. Didn't seem that keen on the idea because logistically it is quite huge. But I'll speak to him again, and we'll see. I think it would be nice for you guys to definitely have a place where like people know MDMR are gonna be. I
Yeah.
understand there's a lot of venue. I mean, for an intern idol, personally, I don't know if anybody was at the last one, but the vibe
Mhm.
in that place that it was held was really good. It really felt like
Yeah, I liked it.
it really felt like you know what I mean, like a kind of like a talent show kind of thing.
Yeah, we need to make sure we have a mic next time though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that can be done. There's a little, I'm sure that can be arranged. But do
I mean, to be fair, I was gonna say with just remember, like with the stage thing, anywhere is possible. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it doesn't have to be inside one of these venues. I mean, it is definitely nice to utilize other people's businesses and get on good grounds with them. But I mean, if it's gonna be like that where things are a bit fucked up, then it's just probably not worth it.
100%.
Okay, I'm gonna be the new owner of the Trap 2, that bar that's across from the Barrio, and as well, we're gonna be doing like an every other month event too that is gonna be primarily MDMR artists. So
What's it
like in
called?
October, it's called the Trap. It's a little bar. It's pretty chill actually. It
Nice.
has a little
Okay.
stage. It has a little bar room, a little
Cool, okay.
upstairs area, and then we got all the outside to stand around too.
It's fully like it's okay. There's no pollution in the area.
Yeah, for the most part, it's okay. People just gotta, move around every so often.
I was
But
gonna say, I think with these places, they're all somewhat
the moving
similar,
around
right?
thing, so if
Yeah.
you're dancing and somebody walks in and that's just that's across every storefront. Like that's just a thing. Unfortunately, the cloudiness and the vision problem is an ecstasy issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Huh.
they're not actually being able to.
Block,
So,
God damn it.
yeah. So for some reason, like you can't see. You have like a vehicle problem or a person.
Yeah.
It's a shame because it's an amazing building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So another thing that I wanted to kind of throw out there. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
sorry.
Oh,
Definitely
throwing it out
throw it
there,
out
all right,
there.
Quinn.
That's definitely not it.
Yeah, you wanted to throw that out?
So know that there is a lot of like whenever Fixer was here, it was a lot of like a lot of the okay, well, is this a business like record label or is this like gang stuff? You know what I mean? The idea that I had throwing out there is basically when you walk into Mandem Records, basically all your gang attire or whatever, chains, flags or whatever get put away.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Because I think that eliminates the gang part of it to where it's basically just nothing but business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think whenever if something does or if any issues do arise inside Mandem Records, then it's not like, oh well so for example, like, oh, you have a Mandem chain on, so obviously it's a gang thing. You know what I mean? It eliminates that whole entire aspect of it, and so yeah, no, that's just something I wanted to kind of throw out there and see how everybody kind of viewed that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Just remind me because sometimes I forget
no,
I
I
have
got
my
you,
flag on.
I mean, we can even put like a reminder at the front door if we need to.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
that's a good idea.
and the thing is, if anybody has a problem with that, then honestly we can deal with it then and there. But
One thing
yeah.
too, I think we need to address is that outside of these studio walls, when we are at events, and if something gang related does happen at these events, I don't think anybody that is performing, even if they are part of the gang, should be blamed for it.
Yeah.
So like if something were to happen with, Mandem at an event, even if Mandem is not part of the event or is part of the event, I don't think the artists as artists should be responsible for what happens as far as gang stuff goes.
No, I agree. I think a lot
Like,
of the time,
for
I think a lot of
instance-
time people are normally like try to be respectful at events,
Yeah.
right? As a
Yeah.
whole. So hopefully we don't have that issue, but I
like
agree.
the shit that happened with Vagos at the block party with Fixer afterwards, like that was that was not related to the event, nor was it a setup for him, because honestly he I mean, he's not that significant to set up an entire event to get back at him. No offense to him or anything, but like somebody tried to say that they felt like it was, my fault in a way, and I'm like, that's not how this works. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with the elimination of like the gang flags and chains or whatever, it because I know a lot of people had like it was kind of like something blurred there about like, okay, well, do you allow gang activity inside Mandem Records? I think that'll eliminate that completely. So
I think I would also say as well, like if you are hosting an event on gang territory, obviously I know it happened on this occasion. I think the gang that I think everybody that is in attendance at the event should have the respect for the like. At the end of the day, you work for Mandem Records. In theory, the Vargo should respect you enough to not stroll at your event.
Oh, 100% agree with that.
Unfortunately, something happened, but at the end of the day, going forward, that should be a thing. Like, we wouldn't expect anybody from the Mandem to start doing things at a
I'm at a
Mandem
meeting.
record event. If they did, that
Yeah.
would be dealt with,
Yeah.
through different channels.
I'm gonna be brutally honest as well, and I will say like straight up, we are, like I said, we're trying to keep Mandem and Mandem Records two separate things because they are.
Yeah.
And even though we're taking our vests and chains off, I mean, we're not babysitters. We can't guarantee that James Molding, for instance, runs through the door with his vest on. So if he does, just tell him to fuck off, and then
And if
like
he has a problem
just,
with it, then
just
let
tell
us
him,
know.
just let us know, and then we'll obviously do what we can. Like I say, we're not here 24/7, so we can't babysit everyone. But if somebody unrelated to Mandem Records does just come running in, I preemptively apologize, but I can't keep them all on a leash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not my job.
Well, that's what I mean about the events too. Like, I could do my best, and I think everybody should behave in a professional manner. But like, for instance, I had no idea that this was going on
Yeah.
and I was not part of it, I could understand if I was part of it.
I think it probably didn't help
But-
with the provocation from Fixer as well.
Yeah,
you know?
he didn't help
Yeah, he
himself, I'll be
kinda-
honest.
And I
he
think,
kinda-
I think with that being said, in regards to the gang stuff, I don't know whether people agree on what I'm about to say, but so when we're in MDMR, we all work for MDMR.
Yeah.
That doesn't give anybody the right to take advantage of that and start getting, rude towards gang members or
Yeah.
just because under the protection of MDMR. So,
Mhm.
Mate,
like,
we've got one security member and he does fuck all. You know what
Yes.
I mean? There's no protection. All right.
So,
if you fuck
I mean-
about with someone in here, expect
exactly, and-
outside consequences.
yeah,
is what he's
and the
getting
thing
at.
is, so like for example, I'll use it as an example. So Jay is security member, Jay Harper. He's trying to wind me up. It's very evident that he's trying to make me do something to him in this premises. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, what kind of route do we want to go down if that is what is happening? So
That's a HR issue, mate.
yeah, but I'm HR, so obviously it's a conflict of interest for me to deal with that, isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So I'm happy to deal with it, but he's not listening to me. 'Cause he's
I mean,
showing
it's
up in
something
Well,
front of
then
his,
that one of us
we
would have
passed
a
on-
He was
I mean,
showing
I
off
can
in
talk
front
to him,
of,
to
he
be
was
fair.
showing off in front of Chloe, wasn't he? I don't know
Yeah.
if him and her have a bit of a thing, but I pretty much had a talking to him outside there then, because he was whatever he's saying to me. I've
Barry,
told
Barry.
him, yeah, and I've warned him, have some respect. And
Mhm.
as I was walking off, he still said the same thing.
Yeah.
So, we'll deal with that. And if he continues, I don't think he'll no longer need his role at MDMR.
I mean, yeah, if things do get to that level, the thing is, right? I think with a lot of, and it doesn't just go for MDMA, it's everything as a whole. Everybody nowadays is very. Everybody has how do I say this? Everybody's very SBS, right? So from what he sees from you, he sees you as like, oh, me and Denzel are just having a joke, and you don't see it that way. But because everybody nowadays is constantly pissing about with each other, like I say, in the city as a whole, nobody really takes each other serious until it's too late, until it's got to that point.
I mean, yes and no. The thing is, like, I agree, but I know him, and at this point, normally, when I've explained to him in a serious manner multiple times, he would have got the message. Like I said, the people that he's around,
Mhm.
he's acting some kind of way
Yeah.
to impress them. I mean, that's
Okay.
very evident.
Well,
to
that's
me,
something that, like, just in your example, something that you would pass on to myself or Saint or someone else to give him that like, hey, listen, Denzel's not pissing about anymore. Like, drop it. Like, it's a serious thing now. Because once you hear it from somebody else's side of things, and somebody else just tells you like, hey, we're not joking anymore, then it should hopefully click in his head. Obviously, if at that point, if it just continue on, then I don't know if there is a quote unquote punishment system within the place. If I mean, the firing someone straight up is, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, so firing someone straight up it can be quite harsh. So if it is like a 3 strikes and you're out system, so like that is something, I don't know if it was used previously, but that's something that needs to be like put across and be made very well aware. Like, hey, it is 3 strikes and you're out. That is one of them. Keep it up and
like
you got
that.
type thing.
I like that because it doesn't give anybody a favoritism.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Yeah, I like that. 3 strikes
And
and
Like I
obviously,
say, I think
if people
communication is key.
If people want to dispute strikes and stuff, like, we can do that. We can go through.
Hey, who's still around?
We can have a formal process where we sit down. They can discuss with myself and obviously the
I'm still around. I'm in a meeting.
management about whether they
get out
feel
of the
like
meeting,
it's
'cause we
fair.
got
But at the end
people
of the day,
coming
there
to
has to
visit us and they
be
wanna take pictures.
things in place to stop people acting like they want to act. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because let's be honest, the
and
main
Reggie in there.
reason for
They're overeating and they're gonna
I'm
take
going
a
to be on the
picture with
past
them eating.
3-4 months. There's not really been any issues. But prior to that, it was
Shitty,
just a
whatever
lot
they
of
want.
people all acting the way that they wanted, which was causing all the trouble here.
That's the thing. This is what I said previously, though. It seems that like when Fixer was in charge, was very much that like he did what he wanted and everybody else kind of did what they wanted. I guess it's kind of now reforming it and just letting everybody know that, hey, changes are going to be made. And rather than I go as an approach of like, if you don't like it, you can leave, because obviously we don't want that. It's like, hey, can you get on board with these changes? And as together, we can kind of a bit corny, but like we can grow together type thing. You know what I mean? We can
Yeah.
make the change together.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's a good approach.
I don't know whether I speak for everyone here, but with that being said, obviously there's a lot of change going to be happening. Obviously, this is a premium time. You know, if you are not willing to be on board with the change, if you are, you know anybody's thinking of leaving, anybody can't be asked, anyone's fucked the Mandem, anyone's fucked Mandem Records. This is a great time for them to fuck off. So you know,
Well, we're hold on.
no.
Not so much just like fuck off. Like,
It's
so
just
for
kinda
instance,
give-
yesterday, at least present your opinion before you just leave. Let us know
Yeah, or your
why,
reasoning.
because yeah, exactly. Because like I say, Block Boy yesterday, I've heard that it's the third time he's done it, and people sometimes do this because they want. It's a case of like, fine, then I'm leaving, hoping that everyone will say, please come back. But like,
Yeah.
I want to know why you're leaving. Not, oh, I'm just leaving. I've had enough. Yep, but why? Please
Yeah.
explain why, so that the next person that comes along, I can see if they have the same issue, because if they do, then clearly it's a whole thing, right? It's not just one person.
Yeah.
The thing is, some people, like, there's people in this room, not that want to leave, but there's some of you guys stood here, you three mainly. You guys know there's some people that work for this company that sometimes you question why they still work here.
Yeah.
Because they don't really have a good word to say about the place, do they? So what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, rather than them people, poisoning the water hole, they need to, reevaluate their, what do we say? Reevaluate their mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look at it
and
from the
go
opposite
into it with an
perspective, though.
open mind. Yeah, it's just
Exactly.
like clear. This is a complete clean slate. I'll be honest. Where you have to look at it, and that goes for you guys. You three, like the CMO, the CFO, the COO. You three are the role models of this company. If you guys are bitter about what Fixer did, then expect all of the employees to be bitter about what Fixer did. If you guys are bitter about what SK did, then expect all of the employees to. Because at the end, yes, it's happened, and we understand it's not right, but at the same time, that can't, because these people will behave the way that they will shadow your guys'
Yeah.
behavior.
It has to be
So-
water under the bridge,
Yes,
essentially.
because
Yeah.
without if that's not happening, then the same kind of culture will transfer through the new wave, and that isn't what we're trying to do. It needs to be a complete
Yeah.
fresh start. Everything that's happened will be dealt with. Obviously, Fixer has already been dealt with. Saints made sure of that, and then yes, he will come crawling back. Yes, he will say things to you. Yes, he will try and this, that, and the other. He gave Bella that position, so I'm not sure whether he's told any of you guys fairy tales. He wasn't
Yeah.
ousted from it. He didn't have it taken from him. He
Yep.
gave it to her, then quit. So that's on him. Yeah, and that's what I'd say. Like, I would leave the past 12 months of MDMR.
As hard as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
it's,
brain
it's
is
like
like
it's like I told Ava yesterday, is that I mean the past is the past and whatever happened, but the fact is that we're looking at the future of Mandem Records.
Yeah.
Now, and that starts with us building the foundation for it to build off of.
Absolutely.
100%. Like I said, this does. I'm a big advocate of communication, talking to each other. I get what you're saying about if people don't want to be here, just leave. I'd much rather sit down and listen to someone fucking ramble on for 45 minutes about the shit that they hate about this place before they leave. At least I know why they left, right?
Yeah,
So
because you can't
communication is
fix anything if you don't know what to fix.
Exactly. Which is why we have the newsletters for the management, newsletters for the artists, for people who are in management positions. So that way people can put their concerns and anything that they have, any questions, if people aren't around, to put it in there.
Yeah.
Is there anybody
That's
that genuinely wants to leave, apart from Block Boy, that you guys know about now?
Nobody that I know about now.
I mean, Chloe was just talking about whether she wants to stay or go as far as like the contracting goes. Like I've said that I've been working on the contract today and it will be done tonight. I'll be posting it.
Yeah, but in regards to the
reason?
contract, sorry, like she's not happy with the contract. Is that what you meant? Or?
Well, there's no contract in place right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just came back like 3 days ago.
So that would indicate that she's thinking about whether she wants to be signed to MDMR or she wants to explore other options.
Yes.
Okay.
What about you, Aaron?
in terms of hearing from other people about staying or going?
Yeah, is there any other chatter of that from other
Good
people?
luck.
Look, not gonna lie, there isn't a larger active roster right now. So
Mhm.
you see Chloe, Pixie, Block, Jay are probably the other, and Tim Panic now are the main people that are in regularly,
Yeah.
right? But they're all kind of in limbo in some cases because we haven't settled yet as management. I think
Right.
that's once we have that big meeting, I think everyone's waiting to hear what we say to them as a group to make their
Mhm.
decision. And until that happens, I think they're not going to know or have the confidence to sign that contract.
Right.
That's
Which is
fair.
understandable.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I mean?
fair.
Because at the moment, nobody really knows what's going on. And then, I mean, we know what's going on. However, I
Yeah.
don't think from outside perspective, they know what's going on. They just know that
No.
there's meetings after meetings after meetings happening, but they haven't seen
Mhm.
anything being produced from those meetings.
I'm
Well,
trying
so
to
it's
be as
understandable.
vocal as possible with them.
Yeah.
But we can make it a point to.
I mean, they're
talk
going to
about
be
the
still stuck in
steps.
the past, though. You know, if they've just had
Yeah.
12 months of hell, I mean, you know what I mean. Going to be stuck in that,
Probably
unfortunately.
afraid that they're going to have another 12 months of hell. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's just,
Well, I mean, that's
um,
why we also scheduled the meeting too,
Mhm.
is because that's why I made it mandatory, is because everybody should be here to listen to what we have to say, because if nobody's here to listen, then all of these meetings that we're having as a collective
Mhm.
means nothing.
Yeah.
If you got a specific date, sorry, would you mind putting it on the newsletter so everybody's aware? Because
Yeah,
I was unaware.
I just got access to the newsletter maybe 25 minutes ago,
That's okay.
so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will post it as soon as we're done
Thank
with
you.
this.
That'd be
Yeah.
perfect.
It's already been put in the email chain, which is kind of like my source to get everybody's attention. But yeah, I'll start using the newsletter.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, and like I mentioned yesterday, I'll be emailing people to make sure that they saw it.
No, but then like the Chloe situation, like, do you think that her view of everything, like contract wise, would change if she was given a different, like another role on top of like the artist role, like we were
I'm-
talking about with her?
I'm not sure. The way, so when I first met her, she was like this, you know, she was all for Mandem Records and all of that. She was super excited to be here. And the person I saw today was like a completely different person. She
Yeah.
sounded very frustrated, very aggravated. And I don't want that.
The
I don't.
vibes are weird right now.
It's very, very weird.
Well, the thing is, I know she had, whenever the fixer situation kind of happened, she had a lot of really good ideas. And I think that maybe because nobody's really communicated with her or talked with her about any more about those ideas, I think maybe she might feel a little bit frustrated, like maybe she's not being heard, maybe possibly. And I think, I mean, she had the idea about the interning and onboarding, like, you know, the whatever booklet or whatever she was making, you know. So I think maybe we should maybe try to offer her that position, and maybe she would feel a lot different. Maybe, you know, maybe that might be it.
Am I wrong in thinking that who was the people that you said? Block, Jay,
For-
Chloe, Pixie, like they're like, were they the four main people? You said.
Oh, you people that come in on a regular
that are
basis.
around.
Yeah.
That are around at the moment. Yeah. So
Yeah,
so,
so-
for perspective,
I'm just saying.
Go,
So
go, go.
I'm right in saying that all of them people were brought in. You know, they all have a good relationship with Fixer. Am I right?
Can
I'm
we,
not
yeah, but
wrong
can
in
we stop?
thinking that, am
Can
I?
we stop bringing up the whole
Yeah,
fixer thing
I
though?
don't
Like,
wanna- I
I
don't wanna
get
keep
what you're
bringing him up.
saying. I know where you're going with this about, oh, they probably want to leave because of fixer. I get that, but we need to, as we discussed yesterday, we need to leave for now the whole fixer stuff in the past and see
no,
where people
absolutely,
go
but-
with
but
this.
what I was saying is, what I was gonna get to is, we need to just, you know, make sure that. So obviously, if they that wasn't the route I was going down. I'll be honest. What I was going to say is, obviously, they've been picked up and they've been nurtured by Fixer through their onboarding into MDMR, right? So
Mhm.
what they need is, they need somebody or a member of management, one of you guys, to pick up with them in regards to what they were getting. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest,
Yeah.
if they're new artists and they need, you know, because there's a lot of people there that are very new to music, they might need that. So what I would do is, I definitely, you know, head of artist relations is a good person to, you know, slot into that position and just say, guys, you know, what are we doing? Just to completely, because in the minute, yeah, it's fine to say let's forget about it, let's not talk about Fixer. But unfortunately, the elephant in the room was a very prominent feature of this business. So with him being removed, there does need to be somebody in that position that can communicate with those artists and actually still make them and allow them to function as they did. Ava would be perfect to that, but I'm not sure for availability. I don't know whether you guys know any more than me.
Yeah, so next month she'll be more available.
Okay.
At the current moment, she's very scarce at the moment. So
So I don't know whether somebody needs to kind of make an active effort to get involved with them people
yeah.
and continue the nurturing of them new artists. And because I'll be honest, all of them are very, very new. Apart from Block Boy, like Pixie's been here less than a month. Chloe less than a month. Jay is an artist less than a month. So what I'm saying is, yes, they have a good relationship with him, but they still need to be looked after as interns / artists at MDMR. So it's fine they just can't be ignored, or it would be very easy for them to make a decision.
Okay.
Oh, no, I totally agree with that.
Sorry, Raiden. I know you've had some stuff to say.
I was just adding to it. So the unfortunate thing that happened is they were all signed on the week that like the days before Fixer went on holiday, right?
Yeah.
And then we didn't. I unfortunately didn't meet Pixie until Fixer came back, and all of this stuff had already happened. So she was scarred by the onboarding that didn't happen. And then similar things with Chloe, she got some information, but not what she expected or needed to kind of get the ball rolling for events for her, a single release. And that kind of all snowballed into, we got Arthur to work on some things. And then that, you all roughly know this story from there. I think we had the systems in place. The two things that I spoke to Fixer about this as well outside of studio is for the first time since Fixer was manager or COO, we promoted two potentials straight to artist and didn't have them go through the intern process.
Yeah.
And then that whole system kind of, we usually ask for one new song for the label and then one potential collab with the label. And that builds like camaraderie within the team. Like it kind of promotes music, get more releases out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be writing that up.
Yeah, this is didn't we were talking about this, right? And then Chloe had a whole idea about like onboarding, and I think that's why we were gonna put her as we're gonna offer her the head of intern and onboarding,
Yeah, and then I'm gonna start writing up the intern thing.
Okay.
It's just been missed in the turmoil. That's pretty much it. And I feel like we're finally catching up to speed where
That's what I meant when I said just make sure, these people, like, from my point of view, just make sure they're not kind of like, let's not assume that they know what's going on, And that's why, like I said, that meeting is valuable.
Yeah.
Agreed. One thing I do want to bring up is, I'm not sure who you've spoken to about it yet, Bella, but there is this Winstock event on the weekend, and we've got some MDMR artists on there. However, we've seen the schedule, and it looks like our artists are getting pushed onto unfavorable and undesirable placements, set times that are coexisting with. They've got 3 stages, so we were trying to figure out how do we get our artists in better positions on event that they're doing.
Yeah, so we need to have a conversation with Wu Chang, and because I know they're gonna say that wasn't intentional because Wu Chang has, more artists and stuff, which I mean, obviously they do, but we need 1 or 2 artists on this main stage. Like, I'm not even saying that to try to push myself up there. I'll stay where I'm at, but we need to have a conversation with them about that.
So that's an event thrown by who?
Winsong.
Okay. Where's Winsong from? What company?
Wu Chang.
Wu Chang. Okay. So do we know of anybody that's hired, like, in a place that could you talk to?
I had a talk with a party the other day. I can have another talk with him.
Okay. Yeah.
What did he say?
He was just first he was asking about the awards, and I was talking to him about how we need to have more MDMR artists being favored as well, and he offered help in different scenarios like events. So this is gonna be a conversation with him that fits what he offered. So
okay, sounds good. If you need any help with that, let me know.
Okay, yeah. I think it would be good to have a meeting with him with more than 1 person for sure.
Yeah.
So I'll try to get with him to
Is
see when he's
party
available.
like usually around at this time, or is it?
It's next storm, most
yeah,
likely.
I think I saw him
Yeah.
earlier on. Let me see. I think I saw him earlier, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
he
I
made a
wanted
post.
to bring something up. I had, like, right before this meeting, I had talked to
Welcome in.
one of the deputy mayors, Etta, and kind of going back to the financial thing. I'm sorry, that's all I keep bringing up, but that's kind of what I'm up to speed on.
That's fine. That's fine. We need to know.
So the state budget, so like everybody, as far as like their budgets, as far as like EMS, PD, DOC, all of that, nobody is getting paid because the state budget is currently on a freeze. Because apparently the Senate is going through all of the spending that the mayor's office has done over the past, I don't know, like 6 months or so. And they're making sure that things are getting paid right. Because I guess they're having some behind the scenes problems with the mayor's stealing money as well. I'm not sure. So Etta is thinking about worst case scenario. They're going to try to throw a fundraiser for the state so some people can get paid. And I offered MDMR up as, you know, like if they need like artists or something to help perform or get the words out there, MDMR is always willing to help.
So when you say nobody's getting paid, you mean like the cops aren't being paid for any of the work they do?
So they're getting their how do I say this? So they're getting their like their tickets paid, like so like whenever they find someone, they get like a percentage of it. So they're getting that. But as far as like budget goes, as far as like for us, so it would be like payouts for radio submissions or like ticket sales or something for like commission. I can't pay that out because the state is currently on a freeze. It's
Okay.
not anything to do with MDMR as us not being able to pay out anybody.
So you're not being paid, is that what you mean? So you're not actually getting paid for the music in the first place.
Right. So MDMR right now, as far as EMS, PD, DOC, Wu Chang, any of those people that are getting government funded things for like a budget are not getting any money and hasn't been for the past like 2 months.
That makes sense.
We need to relay that to Block Boy. It doesn't have to be completely like that, but he just needs to know that the reason he's not getting paid is down to the government, not us.
Yeah.
So how long is that going to be there for?
I'm not sure. It's really a tie up because of the Sanguine Isle thing. They're trying to push a budget specifically for the Isle, I believe. So they're having to kind of like reassess the financials as a state. So we have to kind of wait. And Etta said that she really didn't have a deadline or a time of when this is going to end. She said it could go on for months.
What's the incentive now? I know everybody should be incentivized to make music and release it, but for the people, let's pretend that we're all about money for a second. So if the money's not there, what's the incentive for people to make music? There's none, because obviously they can't. It's not our fault, but they can't be paid right now. No. So
well, if not for the money, the artists that are here for a reason, obviously they would still want to put it out because of not only getting their name out still, but also getting MDMR's name out still.
Let's say we're all like I said, that's why I said just let's pretend we're all about the money for a second. So Wu Chang, I don't know whether you guys know this. I'm going to ask. So when they do a radio submission, and the $75,000 gets generated, what's the splits like at Wu Chang?
I don't know.
So I mean, do you think it's something similar? Do you think there's going to be 10% to
I
the
think it's
company?
comparable. I think it's comparable. Like the rates,
So-
they'll take some to the company, and the others
So
would be
that
to the
800k that's
artist.
currently in the MDMR account, right? How was that generated? Like, where did that come from?
Just past ticket sales, past artists donating some of their money from their payouts. Radio plays also contributes into that. A lot of times I'll put my bonus into the MDMR account because I don't need it. That's 50,000 a month. So it's really just kind of like,
So who's eligible for a bonus each month?
the only people that would be eligible for any sort of bonus as far as government goes is the people who do the paperwork. So right now it would be me and Bella.
So is that paid by the government or is that paid by MDMR?
It's paid by the government.
Right. So So once that's all unfrozen, they give you 50,000 each per month.
As long as the budget gets paid out, yes.
Okay. While the freeze is on, how much you said is $800,000 in the MDMR account?
There's about 700K right there.
Okay. Is there any possibility of subsidizing some of the money so at least artists are getting paid, like, say, 25K per song? I mean, if there's 4 artists that are releasing music in the company, I highly doubt there's going to be, because, I mean, what else would you use that money for?
Well, right now, nothing. I just, so I accessed the account yesterday, and I paid our artists for the Vagos block party, and they got 25K each.
Because MDMR was a sponsor. Let me just add.
Yes, yeah. So we paid them because we were the sponsor of it. So
MDMR were paid for performing at that event.
yeah,
And
because
how
they
much? What was the gross? What was the
20
gross earnings at that event? Then? So what was the net profit like for MDMR?
we made nothing.
Hello?
It's a loss, mate.
As a
Oh.
No, it was a
business, we made
sponsored. It was
nothing.
a sponsored event. So MDMR as the label sponsored the event itself, which covered the cost of the art.
Yeah,
Okay, so-
we didn't make any profit from
Instead
it.
of them giving us the money, we just paid it directly to them instead of
Exactly.
skipping a middleman, because it would have been paid out to me, who would have paid out the artist anyway.
Yep.
And then it was
Yeah, so
also
we
supplied by
didn't lose
governments.
anything. We just didn't gain anything.
Correct, except
Okay.
the artist
So we
individually.
need. I know it's not all about money, but I feel like we need to make this business slightly profitable.
Well, it would
yeah.
be if the government paid
No,
us.
I agree, but I think
We just need to do more
Okay,
events as
okay,
MDMR
so-
That's
itself.
the whole entire thing. We just need to do more events where we can sell tickets.
yeah.
Therefore,
That's what I'm
that
saying.
profit
Yep.
goes, yeah. So and
No, I
and
agree.
that's the huge problem. Is there's no events going on. Which I mean we're working on. We're working on.
Yeah, we're
I
changing
say
it.
we
So,
focus on having a big event in September.
yeah. Which is the one that I was thinking about doing was the Music by the Sea. That was gonna be like kind of like in like mid September, like September
Mhm.
23rd, 24th. If we want to do, if I would love to have anybody help plan that. Make it like a big event, like into the summer event.
Yeah, as soon as there's a date, let's get loads of tickets. Let's start shifting them. I mean, I can shift tickets like nobody's business. Even I can even sell them to people that don't want them.
I also wanted to bring up the fact that we need to have another intern idol
Mm-hmm.
because that was such a big hit for us. Like that was the biggest event that we had ever put on as Mandem, ever since I've been here at least. And it was huge and it was so good because it wasn't only like money making for us if we're talking about the money, but it also made the artists really think, and they worked hard, and we got to see people work hard, you know.
People actually like made music to a deadline.
It was like
which
a
I
goal.
think
Yeah.
wouldn't-
It was a big goal for them.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, no, it
so-
was the vibe around it was really good, and
I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
want I would like to have 2 intern idols a year, you know? So that way it's kind of like a every 6 months thing because we're hiring on interns a lot, and we need to see why we hired them on, you know, so that we can get them to artists.
Sorry. Yeah. So I think events is I think doing more events and more pop-up events and whatnot is definitely gonna fix a lot of the issues around here. It can help generate money. It can help generate PR. You know, it's good advertisement. It gives people. We can use it as an opportunity to let people know that we are looking for more artists, producers, etc. I think the fact that Mandem Records for the longest time has stayed just here, you know what I mean? Barely done events, barely done any PR, barely. I mean, you've done what you said. You've done like a recruitment drive type thing once before, and it was really well. I mean, that just shows if you've done it once before and it was really that successful, why aren't we doing that more? Why aren't we doing more events? So it's gonna take some time, but we definitely want to do that. Especially the pop-up events and stuff. We're still a bit baffled by the whole why you weren't doing them in the first place. I know it was because of Fixer. And I do understand that it's because he wants to keep it fresh, right? He doesn't want the same 5 people playing the same 3 songs over and over again, which is completely understandable. But I'm sure if people want to get the music out there and perform, they'll come along. If they don't, they don't. It just is what it is.
I think you have to sell the events as well. Like, you know, when I did the stuff for Ecstasy for Cruiser, you're selling an experience. I'll be honest,
Yeah.
you're selling a load of bullshit. If I'm
Yeah,
completely
you're
honest
good
with
at that, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yeah. You know, like, I was people were buying tickets off me for 10k each. You know, and in fact, it was just as, you know, they were getting exactly the same experience as the non VIP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you, like I say, I mean, they're going to get a good show regardless, but it's just about, you know, how we become profitable. A culture change, make sure everybody's happy, and then you know, unfortunately, it's a money business. There's a lot of people who think very about money, so we need to make the business profitable as well, which will come in time.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But let's focus on the things that we can fix. You know.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically write out a to-do list, essentially. So we have a clear thing of, okay, what's the next step? What's the next thing?
Yeah, if you want to put that on the
I was
management.
gonna say,
thing
can you
too.
copy pasta that into the management
Yeah,
thing so we can
yeah.
all see it,
I'll
and then
work on that today.
everybody add their things as well. I'm sure we've all got different ideas, we've all got different directions, and that's why. Listen, I know these meetings can be a pain in the arse, all right, and not everybody likes doing them, especially 3 times a day. But communication is key. So if you don't want to have a meeting 3 times a day, stick it on the thing so we can see it there, so we don't have to meet up and do it.
Yeah.
And Ava, thank you for joining us. I don't know if any of you,
Hello.
if you've met everybody here.
Hello.
Obviously, everybody make sure he knows everybody. Ava, are you on the newsletters as well?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
you are.
you got me in there the other day.
Okay. So we did have so are you going to go ahead and start touching base with like the artists that are on like leave of absence, kind of like, or anybody who's considered an intern but isn't really active or around? Or are you able to start doing that now?
Yeah, I can definitely check in with artists. My
Do you-
plan is to do most of my stuff from September.
Mhm.
Because that's when sort of my schedule is going to be more consistent. At the moment, I'm just kind of checking in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's something I can definitely do is figure out who is around, who's leaving, who's on break or
Yeah,
just not
because
coming around.
I mean, we can all kind of see on the the employment list here. There's a lot of people who are considered interns, who are considered LOA, and we kind of want to make sure and see if we can kind of get that list reduced, or if people who are left. I mean, plus there could be people who are on leave of absences because due to past things that have happened here at
Mhm.
MDMR. So we kind of just want to touch base and let people know that like there is new management, and if they're willing to come back or wanting to come back, now would be the good time to do it.
Yeah.
Can I get resent the there's a total of what, 3 newsletters?
2.
Two. Okay, so I only have the manager newsletter. Can I get the other
Give
one,
me
please?
1 second. Let me go ahead and get your state ID.
17007.
All right. Anybody else need to get added to the regular newsletter?
Let me
I
make
mean,
sure
I
I'm
have
on
any
it.
of them. If you feel like it's valuable that I
Yeah.
have them, I'll be. Yeah,
All right,
I'll.
Denzel, what is your state ID?
I need to be added.
17478.
Okay, and then Bella.
35871.
Also, completely unmanagement stuff. The whole Mario one in people for his theme song. It'd be really great if we could like push that a little bit, because Mario, I don't know if Mario has gone to any of these other record labels asking them to do it. So if he hasn't and we somehow flop because no one's really that interested, that's not a great look. As like that would be like great to get that done.
Yeah.
Shit, I'd do it myself if I knew how, but I don't. So
I'll be
we could
completely
really
honest.
stress.
I don't think I'll be able to do something. For one, because I have no
what-
idea.
I
But
need
for
more
two, I'm
details on
already
the-
waiting on a lot of music from
So-
producers.
Yeah, I got you. So basically with that, he basically wants a 1 minute long kind of superhero
Theme song.
upbeat kind of theme song for his movie that he's making. It's for the superhero's name is Spitterman, like spit, you know, Spitterman.
He'd be spitting on
And I
people.
think the one thing he wanted to make clear was the Spitterman. You know,
Spitterman.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Hollow,
Yeah.
can I track you, Hollow?
Yeah.
We'll get Hollow to say Spiderman.
There's no actual like due date for it. It's just kind of like as if we can get a collective of them and then figure out which one we want to do. You know, but
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like I said, I don't know if he has approached anyone else regarding it, so it would be very nice for us to be able to do that. And I mean, fucking hell, you shit's going to be at the start of a movie. As far as I'm aware, it would be the first
beginning and end of a movie.
And yeah, and as far as I'm aware, it is the first in-C movie, from what I know, like full movie. So it'd be great to have, well, that free promotion of Mandem Records doing that sort of stuff, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, like I say, shit. If I have to go away tonight and fucking come up with some shit myself, I will, you know. But I'd rather not. I mean, it'd be quite embarrassing for me. Not much of a singer.
Is it like it's a superhero theme, but like, is there like a what type? Because I'm thinking like
it's an intro. It's
like
so
go, you know, Power Rangers, go Power Rangers.
Yeah, but is that then there's
yeah.
like Post Malone's like Spider-Man Spider-Verse track, like what vibe are they going for?
No,
It's
it's
not
more
like James Bond
upbeat.
style. Yeah, it's more like actual. Yeah,
more like
It's
James
not
Bond.
like
Yeah,
serious.
okay.
Yeah, it's not serious. It's more like a upbeat,
Spider-Man.
happy. Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then
Do we have to have the spitting noises though?
Yeah.
I mean, you
it's his superpower. It's their superpower.
I have a feeling
Yeah.
I know who the movie's about, so I would say yes.
Yeah, I think we might need the spitting noises. I mean, you don't have to do them yourself. I mean, shit, I'm sure we can find someone we'll be more than happy to do
I'm
those.
pretty sure there's people in here that like them. Not in here, but like in the city that like.
Like spitting on people.
But, like,
Okay,
Yeah,
we're
they're
getting
spitters,
going off
you know?
topic. Anyway, yeah, so that'd be great if we could just stress that to people, because I'd like to get that done. But there is no like due date. It doesn't need to be tomorrow. Assuming he's still got to do the whole fucking movie, because as far as we are aware,
he's not even started on
yeah, it's not even
movie yet.
started, so it's not.
So we have time.
Yeah, yeah, you have. You
Are we
well,
presenting
yeah.
these? Are we presenting these as an event thing, or is this how's that wrapping up?
I think it may be a
Like he's
case of
judging
like,
them?
yeah, I think that's how it was going to be, right? Saint? No,
Yeah,
like,
just an
like,
in-house thing, like
yeah, comes
okay.
down, you guys show it off, and then he
Mhm.
picks one. I think.
Yeah.
So we can bring it up at the meeting then.
Yeah.
If people
yeah.
haven't, yeah, we can do that.
Because there might be some people who are not in the city who aren't able to be in those, yeah. Also, I have a question. Now, how closely has this Mandem Records worked with like Mandem Records in other countries? Like,
Often.
internationally.
We do it very, very often. Yes.
Okay. And that means like Greene County as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I
Guessing
go over
that's
there
just
for
email.
pop-up events.
Is that just email communications?
Mm-hmm.
Or okay.
A lot of us also often go visit them too. Like I know class goes over there on Sundays, and I'm trying to
I
over
was-
there as much as I can.
I was there more, but I'm only gonna be there for events now, because someone else likes to
I go
visit
now
them
and
quite
again.
often.
Because like, why not? Like, if we're having events here, we could also. I don't know if anybody's in the past reached out to them as well. like in the other countries, see if they would be able to. I mean, I don't know if a lot of them would be able to.
We
fly over,
used
you know?
to actually go over to Spain quite a
Mhm.
bit and have events. We used to do like twice a month for a little bit. I think we did that for 3 months or so. We had like 6 or 7 events over there. But we haven't done it in a while. But I mean, Spain was amazing. Everybody is so welcoming over there, and we have translators, so we don't have to worry about it. I don't know about India. I haven't been
I
to
have something on
India.
that.
I'm having a
You're
I'm having a stroke. I'm having a stroke.
Okay.
I'm having a stroke. Don't worry. I went there once. Is what I was gonna say. I
Yeah,
was just gonna ask
there-
quickly. Is that like a temporary train ticket that you're provided to do that, or
Normally, if they can, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
if they can, I know some people in Mandem Records have already been granted a permanent pass. I think mine is still active, as well as a couple other people. I think like Luke D may have his still, Tony Garcia. But it's been a really long time since we've been over there. I'm talking like almost a year that we haven't been over there.
Right.
But yeah, I think we should start working with them again. We're very close with Greene County as far as like their executives over there. Like Echo is phenomenal.
Yeah, he emailed me the other day too to talk about the radio submissions. So
Yeah,
he's pretty
Echo
in
is
contact.
great. Yeah, Echo is fantastic. So we have constant communication as far as Greene County goes, but definitely we'll get back on track with Spain and India.
Okay. Because I would love to, like, for example, for this big event, like in September, I think it would be great if we could probably get some people from international.
that's what I was going to ask. Are those train tickets one way? Can they come here
Yeah, that
temporarily?
one-
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that
assumed it
one
was going to
takes a
be
lot
like
more
that.
work.
Yeah, I
That
assumed it'd
one
be like that.
isn't, yeah.
There was
Okay.
some people who got brought over for Pride, but that was like obviously a massive thing that was done.
Yeah.
Like Yas was brought over, the producer from Spain. I did want to say on the India point, they're doing a birthday celebration soon, or like an anniversary or something.
Oh, really?
They did invite me, and I'm not going to be able to go. But if I can dig up the email, I can maybe see if we can get something going for some of the other artists here to go.
That would actually be great.
I think it's in September. I might be wrong.
Okay.
Billis, is that India?
Yeah, India.
I say if you guys need passports for India, I can probably sort you out.
We should have them, I think. I think me and
should.
Same.
Yeah,
we
should have
we
them, but
had
we
them
can help-
previously.
Yeah,
so
but we can help like artists that want to go over there for the.
I think
I'll be happy to go.
it would be nice to see if it would be a potential for people to have
Might be revoked. I'm not sure.
for people to have temporary train tickets to come here. I appreciate that's going to be a little bit difficult, but the only reason I say that is because we can't collect money over there and bring it over here. So if we did an event over there and we all went there, we wouldn't see any financial benefit from that, you know?
Honestly,
Yeah,
though,
that's true,
I think if given the opportunity to tour here, I think they would take it regardless of money.
The thing is, if we plan it like long enough, like ahead of time, I think maybe we could probably probably figure out a situation like a.
I think it'd be a
get them
case
up
of
here, you know.
finding out first before
Yeah.
planning.
Yeah.
I would have no idea who to speak to on that. So
We could definitely
I could always
send
link
some
up
emails.
with.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
We could definitely send some emails. Yeah. Okay. But I think that'd be great though. How big are the Mandem records in other counties? Are they thriving or?
I
is that
believe
what's
that MDMR and Wu Chang and Greene County, I believe they merged. Would you have any information on that,
Wow.
Ava?
I think it's been merged from
It has.
what I've heard.
Yeah, I think
Wow,
so.
that's interesting. That's
What do they go by then?
That's a
I think they went
fantastic
under Wu
question.
Chang.
Does it go under Wu Chang?
Right. Okay. That's not great, is it?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I mean, it would, it would still be, we'd still be able to
Yeah.
work with them.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like at the end of the day, they're just artists that we can work with and create international events with. I think right now we just need to kind of get our stuff here sorted so we can get things going again.
Exactly.
Build the roster back up. We've got a list of producers I think we need to kind of potentially get more people onto and build that up a bit more, because like there's a lot of talent around. It's just all in limbo at the moment.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, it might be just because people probably didn't like the environment it was beforehand, and maybe decided to leave it there, or So that's why it would be great to touch base with them all and see if if they're still interested.
Exactly.
I think once we have like the big meeting, I think once we're all on the same page for that big meeting, then at that point we can probably move forward with getting more talent, more producers, all that.
Well, yeah, I mean, most people within the business and without are still unaware there is a new management change and there is a new direction that we are aiming for. We've only told you guys that we've seen on a personal level. We haven't advertised it. We haven't made anyone else aware. It's not like we're going around screaming and shouting it. Once we do start making those changes and we do start, making it a bit more known, then maybe people would be willing to look at coming back or joining or whatever. Because as far as people are concerned, this is still the same place it was a month ago. We haven't made any changes yet. Just as I said earlier, we're gathering the information that we need to make the changes, which will come in the near future.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? All right, give me a second. I'm almost done. I'll be there.
I mean, to be fair, we've been in here a minute. I can't lie.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to leave, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, no, please just utilize. All I can say is please utilize the thing. It might seem a bit dumb at first, but it honestly does help a lot.
Yeah, I'll be getting.
Check the thing.
Check your thing. Just check your thing.
Check your thing.
Check the thing. Check the thing. Yeah.
That's the new motto. MDMR. Check
Yeah.
your thing.
Check
your thing. No, not check your thing, because that could be misconstrued. Could be misconstrued, you know.
Yeah.
Check the thing. Anyway, yeah. Well, listen, it was lovely having a meeting with you all. If you need anything, you've got my number. If you haven't, there it is. 415-664-7379. Use the newsletter. Let's make Mandem great again. Mandem Records great again.
My number right there.
I wanted down the hat, but Saint said no.
Yeah, no. There's my number if anybody needs it.
I'm actually in other news. I've noticed on this table there's a lot of drugs. Whose are these?
I think they were left by SK. That's
Are those
an
drugs
SK
or is
is
that mint? Are those mints?
I thought they were mints.
try one, Denzel. Let us
I
know.
don't think you should try him.
Go try one.
Denzel,
Try one. Let us know.
Yeah, try one, Denzel.
You are HR.
That's true.
Does it taste like? All right, we're going.
Oh.
All right, guys.
That's concerning.
Lovely
Yep.
meeting.
Thank you for this episode.
Oh my god.
Oh god. What the hell was that?
That's a
Oh,
fantastic
God.
question.
I've never heard
Really
anything
strong
like
layoff.
it.
Jesus Christ. Nah, it's just a mint, guys.
All right. Well, see you later, everyone.
Catch
Alright.
you later.
You cleared me sinuses, that did.